So this is equipment that we've been unearthing. There's almost been like a retro archaeological dig here at this Titan 1 bunker complex.
In the empty valley, they built a giant, and they gave it the name of a giant in Greek mythology, Titan.
Hey, welcome back to Nuclear Bunker Living. It is Nick. How you doing over here? Listen, bit of a change in theme over here, but I wanted to show you something really cool. So this is equipment that we've been unearthing. There's almost been a retro archaeological dig here at this Titan 1 bunker complex. But look at over here. We've got one of the other missile control consoles over here. We've got another console here. We've got the launcher window console, which is kind of unique. So basically what it was these actual screens here, there'll be video for all the communication channels. There'll be video of the actual ICBM. And down at the bottom over here, you had a countdown clock in relation to how long until its intended target that is. And obviously, it will take about 15 minutes to raise to the surface and about 20 minutes to reach its intended target. That is either the Soviet Union or back in Havana, Cuba, that is. So we're very fortunate to be to still have this here at the other Titan. We've got these Foxboroughs. We've got a liquid level controller here on the bookend here. We have another liquid level controller. We have a few more Foxboroughs. These are the receiver controllers. These Foxboroughs, we have about 30 to 40, possibly 50 of these Foxboroughs here at the facility. There is so much more equipment. I mean, this is just equipment that we've unearthed in just 2 of the buildings. Now, there are 17 buildings here at this Titan 1 complex. Let's continue here. We've got some heat exchangers over there. I'm going to come back to these at the very end. Look at this, an old Pepsi can, a Mile High fruit mix can. We've got lemon soda. We've got some light fixtures here. We've got a can of sardines. We've got Upper 10, which is a soda can. Now these are kind of cool. These old school Fred Flintstone type wrenches. Look at this. They even cut them over here with an oxy-torch. Pretty cool. We've got a handbook of the SAC here, well, what remains of it. What we've also got is a whole bunch of documentation. Right now, this is actually drying out. We're going to digitize this soon, but we have documentation. A lot of classified information here, a lot of documents here saying confidential, but we have a whole folder here of documentation that we found in the office area of the other power dome. Let's continue here. We've got some more cans. We've got an old safety briefing board here from the SAC, 58.2 over here. We've got another electronic board here. This here we found in the pit, in the other power dome. This is from the equipment terminal out Silo 3. But very cool. And you can see all the tubes and the valves on the back of this. We've got a battery pack there. But what we're going to be doing, so here's the plan. Okay, so here's the plan. A lot of this will be restored. In other words, it's going to be restored to its original color, the finish, obviously the dials, we want to get it working, the electronics, we want to get it all moving and happening over here. And also, this is one of the original firing desks here that was actually in the second level here on the mezzanine level of the control dome. So the idea is to get this working, lit up with the actual sounds and whatever too. So make it almost like a very cool auditory experience here of the Titan 1. We've got some more heat exchangers here. Now, I promised something here. What was unique about this particular complex was it was decommissioned in 1965, I believe it was around April of 65, so it was operational for 3 years. They spent $47 million building this facility, right? And it was active for like just over 3 years. For about 40 years, the Department of Defense kept this particular Titan 1 and they leased it out to a lot of ballistics companies, to DARPA, for example. And this facility was actually used basically to perform a lot of experiments, ballistics, explosives, for example. In the 1980s and 1990s, this Titan 1 was actually leased out to the NTSB. And at the surface level, they bought a whole bunch of planes, fuselages, and they were just blowing them up, for example. So this became an experimental site. That's why there is no graffiti. And this Titan is the probably the most preserved Titan in North America, and whatever too. But have a look at this. So these targets over here, there's a couple there, and also over here, these were placed in the antenna tunnels. And the antenna tunnels, which lead to the antenna source, they're about 850 feet in length over here. And you can see the ballistics here. I mean, look at this. Some of these rounds have gone through like a quarter plate of steel here. And that's what they were doing. They were basically firing a lot of ballistics, doing a lot of testings, different ordnance, whatever too. So, and this one over here is another console. It has a case of scoliosis right now, but we will restore its vertebrae and bring it upright. So the idea is to get these working and get some electronics put back in. But what I also got to love this too. We also have the ashtrays in the console desk. So you can see there's the missileers, the engineers will be out there smoking, and their hands on the firing mechanism over here too. But as you can see here, I'll take these down. We still have a lot of the active circuitry inside here. So the idea is to get this all lit up, working, but minus the ICBMs. We will not go rogue as yet, but kind of cool. And we'll continue to build upon these. Look, all we're doing right now is we are simply doing a demo on a lot of the other wall structures, for example. The entire complex will be revamped, will be embellished upon. I mean, we've got some really grand plans here for this particular Titan 1. Like I said, it's 17 buildings, but it's going to be almost like a themed destination as well too. But we also want to really restore all this. Plus, we also have a lot of all the water bottles. We've got a lot of other equipment in the power dome. We've got more consoles up here, and plus, we have equipment buildings with all the equipment still intact. With all the train and all the kilometrons. We have a lot of equipment. Plus, our air launcher facility complex. Everything is intact. Everything is in there. We all have all the blast arches, all the blast belts. Everything is intact, which is kind of cool because, like I said, it's very rare for a Titan 1 to have all this equipment over here too. So kind of cool. And we'll continue to build upon this and this exhibit. We're going to continue to expand upon it. And so what I want to do right now is I want to show you, I want to take you to the power dome, to the actual tool shop, and give you a bit of a glimpse as to what we've been up to in the power dome. So let's do it. So let's head into the tool shop. This will now become our future tool shop. We're going to have all our tools already here. But this is the old boiler system here. It's still intact. We're going to take down the rest of the walls, but we'll keep this room for the time being. We're going to move all our tools in here. And we've got the boiler system here, manufactured in Glendale. We're going to keep all those tanks. This was the pit of horror. I mean, we unearthed a lot of equipment here just in there. A lot of electronics that were basically just discarded back in the 1960s. And, for the decades, because this was being used by the Department of Defense, everyone just, there was a decade, a different era of just garbage and garbage, like 70s garbage, 80s, 90s, and we've just been cleaning literally 4 or 5 decades of just crap. And then down the very, very bottom, we found all these cool electronics and equipment from the Titan 1 from the other different buildings here. So that is the pit of horror. We're still working for that. We still have another 3, probably another 4 more pits over there. We've been working on the reverse engineering the actual access portal doors to actually open them up. We had a failed attempt. I believe it was episode 11. You may want to just check that out. But a very expensive $25,000 to $30,000 a day. And it was a complete failure. Plus some valuable lessons along the way. What we plan to do is to open up these doors, which we believe are about 70 ton each. We got the math, we got the engineering incorrect last time. I believe this time we're going to approach from a different level, different perspective. We also have the old elevator car. Right now we're just using a primitive gantry system. So right now we're hauling the metal up here, straight up the access portal for the elevator shaft, and then straight to the last elevator stop, and then our crews basically walking 2 flights of stairs, top side to the dumpster. Now, once we're up top, this elevator car will be pulled out. This is about 15 to 18 ton. Okay, so we're going to pull that out, deconstruct it, and then send it away. We also have all our tanks intact. We have 2 water tanks here. We've got 3 diesel tanks over here. We have an RP1 tank. So I believe we're about, well, I think about, what is it, 8 or 9 tanks still here at the Titan 1. And these are all ballistic proof. And would you believe these are about 60 to 80 feet in length over here. In the power dome here, we've also got our wells that are all the way down about 1,800 feet down into the aquifer. And the cool thing about our wells here is they work on a pendulum system, so if you have any seismic disturbances, the well pumps, the entire well pump, all the hose leading all the way down to piping, it'll basically sway with the inertia of any seismic movement, for example, over here. And that's 1,800 feet down into the aquifer. 35 million gallon allocation, it's about 75 acre feet of water. And the well heads, there's one and there's a second one over here. They're both in the power dome. Once again, it's, there's never really been a procedures manual, so a lot of this is pretty much ad lib. We are improvising, we are making a lot of mistakes. And just so you know too, no one has been able to tame a Titan 1. So yeah, all intact, which is kind of cool. So anyways, bit of a rundown as to where we're at. We've also been working in other buildings, and we'll be showcasing that at a later date. Oh look, we're also going to be having a powwow here, a jamboree, a get-together here at the Titan 1. Please follow the community tab on the actual channel, and there'll be details as to what you need to do to come here. We believe it's going to be around the middle of September over here too. So we're going to have some food topside. We're going to be in the control dome here. There'll be like Q&A, almost like a lecture type vibe. It's going to be going to be a really cool experience, whatever too. So do me a favour, we'll probably do it on a weekend, either on a Saturday or a Sunday. Do whatever it takes. Kobe Side retreat, take massive action, and we'd love to see you there. So please come down and come and see us here. We're going to have Exit, we're going to have Pat, we're going to have myself, we'll the team behind the Nuclear Bunker Living channel, but to come down and we'll see you very soon. But more DNF to follow, more videos, and more progress. So let's do this. We'll see you soon. Thank you.